Arthur Paul Holstein, Jr. My rank was Personnelman-Chief PNC, so I was just called a Chief Petty Officer, United States Navy. I grew up in Michigan, in a little town, small town of Manchester, Michigan. My father was a doctor, the only doctor in town, and we had a house that my brother and I, we used to mow the lawn. That's how we made our allowances. And after a while, my dad changed from being a family doctor to a doctor that interviewed people for had different problems, mental problems, stuff like that. And he moved from Manchester down to Grosse Pointe Park, which is a suburb of Detroit. So I spent my last year on the farm, helping the farm people and stuff, and we knew them pretty well. And I'd ride the school bus in every day. From that, then when I graduated, I went back down to where my dad and mom lived, and I went to one-year college and went through that, and I did okay in the college, but I thought, well, okay, what's going on? So I went and saw the Navy recruiter, and on the 21st of September 1962, I came to boot camp at Great Lakes and was there for 3 months at the time. I left Great Lakes and went to Bainbridge, Maryland. I was going to be a fire control technician in the Polaris electronics field to work on Polaris missiles, and I would have been on board a submarine. And I did okay with the electricity part of the first program. Then I got into electronics, and it started getting over my head. And they called me out of class one day and says, "You're having too many problems. We're not going to have you in the class anymore." So I left there, went to Norfolk, Virginia, and wound up getting a fighter squadron out of Cecil, Florida, which is down near Jacksonville, VF-62, and they flew F-8 aircraft. And they were called F-8s forever. They were the fastest jets the Navy had at the time, one-seat pilot and stuff. And I worked for the leading chief as a seaman, making coffee and running our little mess that we had and stuff. And then I went up and worked in the personnel office. I made third class petty officer, PN3, and worked in there, and that would be taking care of the enlisted people, getting them ready for their exams for advancements and stuff. The first ship was on USS Shangri-La, CBA-38, was a World War II class aircraft carrier. It had a straight deck, I believe. It may have been angle deck, I'm not sure anymore. But I was with the fighter squadron, VF-62, and that's where I worked in the personnel office for our squadron, taking care of our members on the ship. When we got back from a Mediterranean cruise, they said, "Oh, we need you to go on the USS Independence." And we went up to New York for, New York always has a yearly thing for the services and stuff like that. So we went up there and left there, and we went on up to the Arctic Circle and did that and stuff. Came back down, and we got off because they were out of Norfolk, Virginia, and then we went back to Cecil Field. And the next ship we went on was the USS America, and I believe it was America, or can't remember quite exactly what it was, but we took that, went over, and we relieved a carrier in the Mediterranean that was having problems, and it was CVA-60, I remember that one, 60 from Dixie, so you know, they may be able to put the name of the ship and stuff like that. And so we relieved that ship so it could come back to the United States and get fixed up. And then they came back 3 months later and relieved us, and we came back to Cecil Field. And then it was time for me to transfer. And got time for me to go to shore duty, because I was there for 3 years. And I wound up going up to Great Lakes again.